It is important that the visioning team have an opportunity right after the event to talk about how it went and provide feedback to each other to help improve facilitation skills. Here we see the team leader lead a short debriefing of the facilitators on the visioning event.
Well, good job, team. That was kind of a fun session, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Let's take a few minutes to debrief and really kind of see how do we think the session went, and then give us some chance to give each other feedback on how our roles went. So, first of all, how do you think this vision session went?
I think it went well. It started a little slow. It seemed like they were a little tentative, but once they started popping their ideas up, they seemed to go pretty well.
A lot of energy in the room.
A lot of energy? Good?
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of engagement. I don't think we had to ask, we didn't have to draw ideas out of it. Only two people in the horseshoe we had to draw ideas out of, but there others were volunteering ideas.
It became a bit of a waterfall. Once it started, it flowed. In other words, maybe the first second spoke, then the second and the third, and it really caught on. They imitated each other with the next best remark.
Good. Anything else now?
Yeah, they were attentive and very respectful to one another.
Okay, anything else? Okay, what do you think could have gone better? What could we improve on?
I'll tell you from a scribe standpoint, we got almost qualified people. One side was reading well, it was quite legible, and the other side was a mix, and some of it was not always well read. That's something we got to work on.
Okay.
When we were running wall charts,
Yeah.
they were not in an order that was going to help us.
When it got to voting.
Yeah, when it got to voting and when it got to our summarizing. So we had to rearrange a little bit. So
Okay.
that'd be a good thing to get squared away early.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really, where it helps it remind us also too that we got to get started on time because we started to fall behind a little bit. We were able to pick up, but that communication up front to make sure they know what time, and then we stick to that and start with that time.
Yeah. We have to be careful of the crosstalk too. Make sure that the side conversations don't happen. To keep it in check with that time.
Good. Good. I thought we handled it pretty well as a team. If they're doing it, they don't know what a club vision is like. I think they thought it flowed well, but I think those are things that we could probably do to improve it for the next session.
Isn't that the beauty of this thing, is that they just don't know what to expect?
Yeah.
We can't make a mistake.
Yeah.
We might know it, but they don't know it.
Yeah.
So as long as it flows, that's a good thing.
And we get the results.
And we get the results.
Yep.
Yeah, we win.
Okay.
They win.
Okay. So let's spend a couple minutes just going around, having each of you talk about your role. How do you think it went? And then we can give some feedback. And this is kind of the learning part to help as you build your facilitation skills. I'm going to start with you, Mike, as the extractor.
Well, I think I just have to be very careful as the extractor to go in a good pace. Make sure I don't rush it. And make sure my scribe is caught up, because I didn't think I checked in enough with the scribe to make sure that the proper statements were put up there. I want to make sure that happens too. Also, when it came time for condensing those statements, we want to make sure we got the proper idea up there and not to have a lot of friendly amendments that tend to happen when they put their opinions in it. But for the most part, it goes pretty well, providing I try to stand in front of those or kind of get close to those that haven't answered yet, also to make them feel comfortable to go ahead and say something to me. Because there's others that tend to have a lot of answers, and then there's others that don't like to share, but they're willing to look at you one-on-one. So I thought it went well that way.
Good. Any other feedback for Mike? I think you did a nice job, Mike. I
think so too, and especially emphasizing that 6-word limit. I mean, trying to give them that mental set of being a headline writer, I think would work. It continues to work and works well, because without that, sometimes the session gets first the individual person speaks too long, and then that adds to the cumulative second minutes of the session. And so I appreciate your getting in there and working hard to get that edited and reduced, and making it economical.
Yeah. And you can see from a scribe perspective what that means, you know. And great job, team. I think, any other feedback anybody has, or we're good? Okay. Thank you. I've jotted a couple notes here along the way. I'm going to share that with our district chair so they have an idea of how our session went. And there's a couple of those things that we want to highlight for the next team leader to make sure that they cover. So thanks so much for all your participation.
Thanks for your leadership.
Yep.
Again.
The team debrief is a good opportunity to talk about how the club visioning event went and provide feedback to each other to help improve facilitation skills. The ideas shared can help improve the club visioning process and delivery in your district. The feedback provided to each facilitator on their role provides a view to them on their delivery and helps them improve their facilitator skills.